Hey everybody, come on in. Happy hump day. It's still Wednesday, right? Yes, happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Please make sure you thumbs up the live when you come through. Give me a thumbs up, please, and thank you very kindly. I'm just going to be discussing tonight a review of The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know how many of you guys watch this show, but somebody, Just Jay, she had, requested that I start doing reviews on The Handmaid's Tale. But then when I went to look at it, I realized it's like only 5 episodes. It's like only 5 episodes this season. And I could have sworn that there was more episodes in each season than that. But let me see. Hey, Black Butterfly Elliot, how you doing? You said, hey. Like, hey. I'm looking at season 1 because I could have sworn it was more episodes than... Okay, season 1 had 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, maybe they just don't have them all in there yet. That has to be the case. That has to be the case because in season 1 it had 10 episodes. Season 2, let's see, 11 through 23. So season 2 had like 12. So 10, 12. Okay, they just gotta be not have listed them all yet. And because even next episode, which is next week, says unknown caller, and it has like some TBAs also along there, like to be announced, the director, and written by, and all that kind of stuff. So I was about to say, like, only 5 episodes. I don't even know if I should do a review, but I'm just going to assume that there's going to be probably 5 or 6 more episodes added on eventually. Eventually. But if you watch The Handmaid's Tale, please let me know, so I can get some feedback, on the whole show. I've been watching this since it first came out, season 1. And like I had told others before, I wouldn't have probably never known about it because I did not have Hulu, because you can only watch it on Hulu. And I guess if you have like a Fire Stick or one of those TVs where you can get Netflix, Hulu, something like that. So, but yeah, it's on Hulu and it's called The Handmaid's Tale, and it's on the 3rd season, episode 4. And the title of episode 4 is God Bless the Child. So again, everybody on your way in, make sure you click the like button for me, please, and thank you very kindly. But for those of y'all who have watched this past episode or who's been following along, let me know how you feel about the last episode and about the different characters and everything. I know one thing that we had briefly discussed this show yesterday. We briefly discussed it today when I was on a live. And basically, I believe is what's going on right now. Alfred. And let me just explain first of all, let me let me take a minute to explain for those who might be in the dark, who've never seen this show before in their entire life. The Handmaid's Tale is basically it's set in a setting where, okay, you know how the United States is right now. We're free. Pretty much we're free unless we commit some crime that deserves some punishment and going upstate. We're pretty much free, pretty much, most of us. And we can do what we want. We can marry who we want. We can have kids when we want. Well, I might take that last part back after, these new laws they just put in place for the ladies, for the women, for the mothers to be. So, but pretty much, you know what I'm getting at. You can work where you want. If you're a woman, you can work jobs that men do, etc., etc. So the way it is now is not like that in this show. basically, in this show, what had happened was a lot of illnesses came to be. Like, just picture this as in this is like 2019. So just picture this as maybe some days you said you can't even hear with her what you say. You said you can't even with her husband. Oh yeah. Off with Fred with the commander. But a lot of these ladies in this show, a lot of them had regular families, they had children, they had husbands, they had lives, they were professors, they were, just living their life, living their best life. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, a lot of people is being plagued with illnesses. Like, just picture the whole entire United States and nobody practicing safe sex, and everybody started getting these diseases, and most of the diseases affect fertility. So a lot of women ended up not being able to have children, and then all the toxic, the fumes, the plants, the cars, the earth just being toxic, and it getting to a point where a lot of people is getting sick even from the toxic fumes and stuff that's and products and stuff that we consume or create. And so from that also, a lot of women in this show are infertile. They can't have children. And so most of the ladies who can't have children in this show, they are married to well-to-do men. They have a very high social life. Their families are rich. They have big, nice homes. They have great jobs. They're in the military and everything. And so what they do is they make these new laws. They kind of go back to the way olden days, not the 30s, 40s, or 50s, way back. They go way back, and they started making women who are still fertile, they take them away from their husband. They basically kidnap them, steal them, take them away from their husband, away from their boyfriend, or even if they weren't in a relationship. They just take them, and they take them to a place where they assign them to different families of people who cannot have children. And when you get assigned, like, basically you get a new name, and the names are like, let's say one of the main characters in here is Fred. So his handmaiden, aka, well, I wouldn't call it mistress because it's not like they're having a relationship. At least I haven't seen anybody having a relationship, like a serious, real relationship so far. All Fred and them, I think Fred kind of had some kind of feelings for her, but I don't know where that's going right now. We shall see. But anyway, all the ladies who are assigned to different families, their names get replaced by the name of whoever the husband is that they have to have sex with, engage in relations to get pregnant, and then they hand off the baby to the wife. And they have no more connection with the baby. So the ladies, one of the main characters in this show, his name is Fred. And so his handmaid, if anybody knows, handmaid is basically somebody who has children for ladies who can't, and them and their husbands. That's all they do. They have sex with them, they get pregnant, and sometimes they might stay in the household and keep doing it over and over when they're ready to have another baby, or sometimes they'll ship them off to somebody else's house who's ready to have a baby, and they just get bounced all over. They just bounced all over, and they get nothing out of it besides like room and board. And it's kind of like slavery. It's kind of like slavery. And what somebody has said in the live this morning, they said they don't like how they don't like the scenes where the men and it's forced, but it's not forced. Like, it's unwanted sex, but it's kind of hard to explain if you're not watching it. Basically, the way they set it up is crazy. Like, when I first saw one of the scenes, like, okay, let's say I'm a handmaid and I'm assigned to a woman and her husband, and I have to have sex with him. No matter how much I don't want to do it, I have to do it, because if you don't, there are serious consequences. If you don't, you can end up dead, hanging from a wall, hanging from a bridge, or you can be sent to slave the rest of your life away in the contaminated fields that are filled with all kind of toxic products and chemicals and stuff. And I mean, literally, you're dying day by day by day working out in those fields. You spend the rest of your life doing that, or you end up murdered. So anywho, it's like you have three choices. Three choices. Either be a handmaid, or die, or work in those fields. So most of them, they suffer and they just be handmaids, and they just try to, do the best they can with what their options are. But anyway, so I'm the handmaid and the wife, this is just how it goes for y'all who never seen the show. I'm the handmaid and I'm assigned to this family that I done been stolen from my husband, stolen from my family, my kids or whatnot, and forced to move in with this family of who has a husband and wife who can't have children. So when it's time for the relations part, I would be laying there. The wife would be behind me with her legs open, and I'm just like laying between her legs like this. The wife has on a dress and everything, because they have to wear dresses. So it's like I said, they take it way back. A lot of things that they practice now are things that they practiced before, like wives, they got to be totally obedient to their husbands. I mean, no talking back, no being rude, getting smart, saying what they ain't gonna do. I mean, it's a lot of that. So not only the handmaids or the people who are forced to be homemakers, because that's another option, but the homemakers are only homemakers because they can't have children, or they're older, so they can't have children. They're older, they work in the home, they cook, they clean, they tend to the children, all that kind of stuff. Homemaker. And so anyway, the wife would be behind me with her legs open, and we'd be holding hands. And the man is supposed to have sex with the handmaiden, but keep his eyes on his wife. Because taking your eyes off your wife is kind of like, even though you're having sex with your handmaid, it kind of makes it really intimate, how it should not be if he's focusing on the handmaid. You know what I mean? And the Jezebels. We can't forget the Jezebels. But I'm gonna get on them Jezebels. But so that's kind of how the scene goes. So when I say forced, it's forced because you don't want to do it. But it's not like they grab them, they drag them, they do them, they throw them to the side, and then they just, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and they say it's God's will, it's God's way. This is how it's supposed to be. They living in this, and they call it a dystopian drama story. A dystopian drama story. And some people might be familiar with the term dystopian, but utopia and dystopia, they are basically genres of speculative fiction that explores social and political structures. So this show has a lot to do with politics. It has a lot to do with politics in our social environment and the world. And like I said, a lot of the world in this story is like everything that they talk about that could go wrong in our world, as far as people dying from chemicals and the sun getting too hot, all that kind of stuff. It's like what's going on in this type of show, but it's fictional. So, but you said, but with her husband, back to your comment, what you said about her husband, Fred, he's a character. It just makes me mad that, okay, now Alfred, again, about the names. if you're a handmaid, whoever husband and wife you're assigned to, you take after the man's name. So in this, the main characters, the husband is Fred, and so his handmaid is called Alfred. So if your husband's name was Mike, it would be off Mike. If it was John, it'd be off John. If it was Glenn, because there's a Glenn in here, it'd be off Glenn. You know, if it was Joe, it'd be off Joe. You know what I'm getting at. So forth and so forth. So that's what they have to call the handmaids, and that's what they have to go by. They cannot use their real names. If they do, they get in trouble. Because the whole purpose of this is for them to erase their past. Wherever that went, they take their children. Like I got 2 sons. They would take my children, and they would put my children in families of people who need kids. That ain't that crazy? And then me, I have to go and have kids for somebody else while my kids is being raised by somebody else. So it's real crazy. It's real crazy. But once you get into it, I'm telling you, once you start watching this show, you just kind of get pulled into it, because it's just like one of those shows you just like, I gotta see what's gonna happen next. But anyway, so basically it's like a show where it appears like in the near future, a lot of women's fertility rates, they go down. It has to do with diseases like sexually transmitted diseases that impact impact you from having children. Like, there are some diseases out here, and if women, get them, they can't, it messes with their fertility. And then the pollution from the world, the environmental pollution, chemicals, toxic fumes, radiation, just all kind of stuff. So that's basically what it is. So they create a whole new government. A lot of people have died. A lot of people have got diseases and they can't have children. So they created this whole new government. So it's not the government that we know today. And it's not ran by who's running it today. Fortunately, it'd probably be 10 times worse if it was in the show. But it's called a totalitarian theonomic government. And they call themselves Gilead. So instead of the United States, it's Gilead. And they establish rule over the United States after a civil war. So a civil war happens, all these sexually transmitted diseases, environmental fumes, we have a whole new government. They create these social classes, and there's hierarchy, why I can't say that word, hierarchical, hierarchical. They create these different social classes. So some women are, brutally subjugated, aka they become handmaids. They're not allowed to work. They're not allowed to own property. They're not allowed to handle money. They're not allowed to read a book, the Bible, a magazine. They're not allowed to do any of that stuff. And that's why I said again, before it's kind of like slavery. So basically they have the main character is Elizabeth Moss. And if you know Elizabeth, if you're familiar with her, she's been in a lot of movies, a lot of plays, a lot of TV shows. She is an awesome actress. She is June in the show, but she has to go by Alfred, which means of Joseph. So of Joseph, the guy's name is Fred. Excuse me. So that means like of Fred. So again, like the lady whose name is off Glenn, it means of Glenn. If your husband's name was Mike, it would mean like of Mike. But anyway, you get the gist of it. But Black Butterfly, let me ask you something. How do you feel about the lady who's kind of like over them and who kind of trains them? You know who I'm referring to? Aunt Lydia, the mean white lady. She's like in charge of overseeing the handmaids. She trains them how to do. She gives them like sexual re-education. She gives them duties, but she's very brutal to them. And she dishes out extreme punishment if they don't do what they're supposed to do or do what their husbands or their the wives of the husbands do. How do you feel about her? Because this past episode, when she was beat, the lady with the eye, the one who had oh yeah, okay, let me get back. Let me go back a little before we get into that. But one of the punishments, well, some of the punishments that happens to these ladies, if they do something they're not supposed to do, if they run away, if they try to keep their babies, if they try to keep their cookies in a jar because they don't want to have sex with the man they're assigned to, they can have their arms cut off, they can have their fingers cut off, they can have their whole hand cut off, they can have somebody have their tongue removed, somebody have their eye removed. It can get real gruesome, y'all. It can get real gruesome, y'all. And so one of the ladies, she's kind of like, would you call her kind of mentally challenged? Like kind of on the slower side? The one who got her eye removed, who had to give up her baby. But what they ended up having to do with her, they had sent her away at first because she went crazy. Like I want to say she probably has a learning disability. That's what I want to say. She probably has a learning disability, mentally challenged. And so she had went crazy. When they took her baby, she went crazy. She had a baby. She had fell in love with it. And she went crazy. And they had to send her away, but they beat her. They poked her eyes out. You said you hate her, but you can see her starting. Yes, she's starting to break down. Like, this episode, when she was beating on her, all she wants to do is hold her baby. All she wants to do is hold her baby. And the lady and the husband, they was like, okay, normally in the past they would have been like, nope, you can't hold your babies. Once you have them babies, that's it. But she was, I don't know, I guess she was in a mood. And she was like, okay, I'm going to let her hold her baby. Well, what used to be her baby, because once you have a baby, it's no longer yours. It's no longer yours. It's not your baby at all. So she's like, I'm gonna let her hold the baby. After she held the baby, she was like, can I just stay with you? Can I come back and stay with y'all? Can I please come back and stay with y'all? Because she don't like where she's been reassigned, because after you have a baby, you have to go somewhere else to somebody else who needs a baby. And she was like, no, I can give you 2, 3, 4, 5 more babies. I can get a baby sisters and brothers. And, she just wants to be there with her child. And she's like, I will have as many kids as you want. I'm like, you think she's just crazy? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I think she might be a tad cray. She might be a tad, yeah, like you said, touched. And that's why I said maybe a learning disability. I don't know. That's how she seems to me. Like yeah, you can say touched. You can say touched, but not in a crazy deranged way, like a crazy mean way. It's like a crazy, she doesn't quite understand everything that's going on. She doesn't understand why she can't do certain things. And she's just really like, okay. She's like, but yeah, you can say touched. We'll say touched. But yeah, I'm like, I think Aunt Lydia is breaking down, because after she beat her, and after and it was a stick that she was beating her with, kind of like a cane or something like that. And she was beating her, and Offland kept screaming, stop beating. Somebody stop her. Nobody would stop her. It's like, that's how they treat their handmaids. It's like, if you get out of line, you're going to get it. But Aunt Lydia went too far. I think she went too far. I think the people who were standing off think she went too far. I think they just didn't know what to do in that situation. Because Aunt Lydia was going crazy. She was just beating her. And finally, Offland jumped in and jumped on top of her and just, tried to save her and was like, stop. Then everybody started looking. All the wives, all the husbands, all the handmaids, everybody, was looking like, what the hell is wrong with Aunt Lydia? They used to her punishing people, but she took it pretty far right there. I thought she was gonna kill that girl if nobody would get her off of her. But so basically June, or AKA Off Clan, she's trying to get her what do they call the wives? Basically, she's trying to get the wife of the house where she was assigned. She already gave them a baby, but the baby she helped escape because she didn't want the baby, which was her baby that she had. She didn't want the baby to be raised in that home by the husband and the wife, whose baby it now is, because once you have a baby, it's all gone. You have no more rights to the baby or nothing. But she didn't want the baby to be raised into that home. So she set it up so that she can get the baby and send it away to Canada. Because if you can make your way to Canada, Canada is like how it was back in slavery days. Canada is the north, and Gilead, which is the old USA, the old United States, Gilead is the south. So if you can make it to the north, if you can get on the borders, if you can run away and basically make it on the Underground Railroad, because it's literally like the Underground Railroad. You run off to a certain area and somebody help you there. Then they get you to a certain area. Then somebody help you there. Then they get you hopefully they get you to Canada. So that's where Offland's baby is up in Canada with her husband. Because a lot of people managed to escape and get to Canada before they were killed, before they were placed into the fields, or before they were, ordered to be a handmaid. You say, yes, Aunt Lydia needs her butt kicked. And I'm telling you, Offland looked at her. She looked at her like, for real? You gonna beat her like that? I mean, they need to take that old lady somewhere. Somewhere, put something over her head and take her to a corner and beat her like she be beating on them. That's what they need to do. But yeah, that was crazy. But as far as the commander's wife, I think she's kind of breaking as well. Offland has been really working on her. She's been really working on her. Because not only, again, do the handmaids get punished and they get forced to do all these different things, but the wives of these men, they are forced to do certain things. Like the wife of her commander, who Offland is assigned to, she didn't have her fingers cut off. Because of certain things that she was trying to do that she thought was okay. And then he's from embarrassment, and he's embarrassed because all these other husbands like, you need to get your wife in order. You need to make sure your wife knows her place. You got to punish her. You got to teach her a lesson. And so, even though he might not have wanted to, hey, that's just the way this new government goes. So, they had to chop one of her fingers off. And even Alfred, which is, servicing them, being their handmaid, she felt bad. She cried for her. They beat the wife. They beat her over the back like she was a slave. This is what happens. It's like men run the world. So whether you a wife, whether you a handmaid, whether you a homemaker, forced to be a homemaker, they all get treated basically almost the same. The wives of the husbands are like a step above the handmaids. I mean, they get to run the house. They get to order people around, but as soon as they do something that's a tiniest bit out of line, they can have their fingers chopped off. They can they can be treated just like the handmaids and the Jezebels and, all. It's a mess. But this past episode, the one that just came on yesterday, I really think that Off Glenn is getting to the commander's wife, Serena. She has been trying to get Serena to try to find some way to work out something where they are treated better. Even the wife, like Serena, she used to be over a large area before all this came over, before this government lost control, and before Gilead took over the United States. I'm sorry, Black Butterfly. I thought you had said something. I'm up here reading the comments. But yeah, Serena, she can be forceful. She can be forceful what she wants. And basically what she wants her to do, Serena is trying to, get her to use what she got, basically to get what she wants. Serena is really, really smart. Even though it might seem like she's real timid and scary a lot of the times, but Serena got some power behind her. She got some power behind her. And Serena is just Offland is just trying to get her to use it. She's just trying to get her to use the power. But she's still playing close, to the governor, to the side, if she's going to try to play some cards, if she's going to, try to help basically the handmaids. Because she knows what's going on is wrong. She knows it. A lot of the wives, they just act like, oh, this is just the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. We got to do this. And even some of the handmaids, they've been brainwashed. Like the black lady, Black Butterfly. That black girl who was like, oh, that's what she gets. And it's our job. And we're supposed to do this. And da-da-da-da-da. We're not supposed to complain. And it's like she's like totally satisfied in her new position as a handmaid. And I'm thinking, I wonder if she's a mole. If she's maybe like an undercover or something, and there to like take information back to the government or the people in charge, Aunt Lydia and them. Because she's just acting too comfortable in their situation, and it's far from a comfortable situation. So y'all let me know what y'all think, those of you who might have watched the show, or Black Butterfly. How do you feel about the black girl? After Lydia finished beating, after Offland jumped on top of the girl who lost her eye, the black girl was like, that's what she get. She should have stayed in her place. And I'm listening to this like, what? And she said like maybe 4 things last episode. And I was just like, what the hell is wrong with her? She's been manipulated to the nth degree and brainwashed. I'm like, what? You said she is smart as heck. She's the one who came up with the idea. Right. And remember she tried to get Canada to go ahead with the idea too, but once they saw like stories, and once they saw the petitions, and once they saw people on the news trying to stand up for their rights and stuff, they was like, y'all said this is work, and y'all said people are really comfortable and people are really happy with this situation, but from what we can see here on TV and in the news, is on the media, all this kind of stuff, it doesn't quite look like it's what it is. So they kind of like, okay, backed out or whatever. They kind of backed because Gilead is trying to spread their behavior, their procedures, their teachings, they're trying to spread that beyond Gilead. And I think it's mainly because a lot more of the people there, they need more people. They need more people who can give them babies, I should say. It's kind of like how it was in the North and the South. How the North and the South, they went to battle. They had a war. They were trying to get those other states because they wanted slavery all over. And they wanted it to be welcomed all over. They didn't want it to be illegal. So it's kind of the same way in this show. But I guess they gotta try again. You said, okay, I already read that comment. But basically, June, you said, I like the way June said her last walking mate got hit by a That was funny. That was funny because when she was they were walking to the store, And that's another thing. They don't get no freedom. They have to walk to the store. They have like a partner. Like, when you're a little kid and you have a friend that you always have to go to the store with or go to the park with or walk to school with. You gotta have a buddy, the buddy system. That's how it is in this show. The handmaids, when they're assigned their chores, like to go to the grocery store, to go do laundry, to go, wherever they go, they have to have a buddy, another handmaid from a different home, and they're there to basically walk together to do what they need to do, but also they're supposed to try to motivate each other to keep doing what they're supposed to do. And then if they're not, they're supposed to take it back to the authorities and let somebody know. This person right here has some kind of idea, or this person right here, I think they're going to try to flee, or this person, so in a way, they're supposed to be snitch. They're supposed to snitch on each other, basically. But yeah, that was funny when she told her. She's like, what happened to your last handmaid? Or your handmaid buddy, or whatever you want to call it. Walking mate. That's right, Black Butterfly. Walking mate. She's like, what happened to your last walking mate? She was like, oh, the last one got hit by a bus. And they were standing right there on the corner. Standing right there on the corner with buses and cars passing by. I think she was probably like, okay, she might want to try to get another walking mate before she try to push her off into the street. That was funny, but I think she's getting to Serena. I really think she's getting to her, especially after she saw her getting beat. But that was a bit much. That was a bit much. And what do you think about when she was having the flashbacks of when her and Luke, her husband who's Offland's husband, who left, and they're raising the baby. Like, what do you think is going to happen with that? She managed to get her baby, Offland, the baby that she had for her wife and husband, who she's assigned to for Serena and Fred. She managed to get the baby that she had for them out of the country into Canada and into the hands of her husband and her best friend. Now, at the end of the show, it was showing how they had saw on the news, they're basically rallying for this type of government to be taken down and be destroyed. That's what the people in Canada are doing. They have different groups, and they're trying to get the people who are subjected to be handmaids. They're trying to get rights for them, and so they could just freely do as they want and leave. So they happen to see them on the news in Canada. And they had like a rally or something, and they saw her husband holding the little baby that they have been looking for. And they're like, oh, okay. Is this the baby? Is this your husband? So now they know where the little baby is. So now I'm wondering, how is they going to get the baby back? Can they actually, because we never had this happen yet. This is season 3. We never had this happen yet where they can go into Canada or try to petition for somebody in Canada to come back. Now the baby, mind you, the baby is Offland's. It's June's, aka Offland. She had the baby by Fred. His wife can't have baby. She's assigned to them. But the baby is also Fred's. So I wonder how they're gonna go about this. Because both of the parents are in Gilead. And the baby is in Canada with a man that's not her father. And and off Glenn's bestie. So I wonder how will they be able to make the baby or force the baby to come back to Gilead. I want to see how that's going to play out. I really want to see how that's going to play out. This show has a lot of different parts to it, and again, somebody had told me earlier today they don't really understand the show. And I don't know if they just started it or whatnot, but once you first start the show, it is very confusing. You have to really pay attention. You have to pay attention to which handmaids are assigned to who and the different jobs of each of the commanders and the wives. Some of the wives can be So cruel. Like Serena, she was one of them. She was really cruel to Off Glenn. When Off Glenn first got there, she was really cruel to her. But she kind of breaking down because she knows what it's like to want a baby. She knows what it's like to not be able to have a baby. And then when Off Glenn and her husband had a baby for her, she knew what it was like to lose a baby, even if that wasn't her natural daughter. So now she's kind of feeling bad for Off Glenn. I mean, for not Off Glenn, for Alfred. And so you saw at the end of the show, after Alfred was trying to, she was working on Serena again. This is why you got to do this. This is why you got to, you got to take charge. You got to, and she was like, I don't know. This is the way it's supposed to be. And so Offglen was like, okay, whatever, I gotta go. You don't want to, okay, forget it. I gotta go. And that's when she told her where she could find her real daughter. The real daughter that they snatched from her when they stole her to place in this home as a handmaid. So she told her she said she goes to school here. They go to lunch at this time. They play outside back from this time to this time. This is where you can find your daughter. So you can tell right then that Serena, she was breaking down because she told her where she could find her daughter. You said they can't get the baby back because the baby's not Fred. It is Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot about the Puerto Rican dude. And he's gone now. The Puerto Rican dude, he's gone. Oh my God, I forgot all about him. But the thing is going to be kind of hard to prove. I don't know if they'll make him have a blood test or anything like that. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot all about that. I forgot all about him. He's a cutie too. He is a cutie. But yeah, I forgot all about him. His name is Nick. And basically, he was like the driver of the commander. He was the commander's driver. He's from Michigan. He had, came to Gilead. And he was like a former, drifter. He was just here and there. And then he drifted, per se, into the commander's home and started being his driver and doing different things for him. And June and him, they had basically kind of like, I don't know if I want to call it falling in love, but I think they were both just in certain situations. And, sometimes you just been in a situation and somebody's just there and they start at a shoulder to lean on, an ear, to hear, and next thing you know, you in the sack. But yeah, Alfred, because I guess he was having some difficulties having children as well. Commander Waterford. But yeah, that's his name. That's the name of the guy that Alfred is assigned to. Their last name is Waterford. Serena Waterford, Commander Waterford. But yeah, Nick. Yeah, I think he had to leave at the end of, which episode is this? Episode 4? I think he had to leave like a few episodes back. And he had to get assigned to somewhere. He just, he got assigned somewhere. He had some other options and he decided to take it. So, can't blame him. I hope he's in a better home though, because I think like after him and June, aka Alfred, after they started having a relationship, the commander knew. He didn't have to see them have the relationship, but he saw signs. He saw them in the corners whispering. He saw them all, up close and personal on each other. And his wife knew. So I think that still has something to do with the reason why he left. Because the commander and the wife knew that wasn't their baby. That wasn't his baby, the commander's. So, I don't know. I totally forgot all about that. Again, there's so many parts in this show. And that's why I like doing the reviews live. Because for those who watch the show, we kind of feed off each other. And things that I might forget, they'll have. And things they might forget, I'll have. But yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I prefer to do live reviews versus just uploading the review and then you guys commenting after it's over in the comment section. I love doing live reviews. So You said, yep. Okay, I'm just reading, make sure I read your last comment. But yeah, so about this baby now. About this baby. I don't know how they're going to go about this, but they obviously acting like they want the baby back. That's how the authorities were. They marched up in there and they showed them the videotape or the video on the computer or whatever they had, laptop, tablet, whatever they had, and they showed them the video of the baby in Canada. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but I can't wait to find out if they're going to try to take the baby or if they're going to try to make Offred bring the baby back. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Hey, listen, Linda MTV. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. We just talking a little bit about the last episode of The Handmaid's Tale. And let me know if you watched The Handmaid's Tale. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about it. But yeah, again, it's a really good show. If you guys want to check it out, it's on Hulu. It's on season 3, episode 4, but you can watch, from the beginning. Just binge watch if you like. Watch from the beginning, and so you can catch up to now, because it's probably going to be about 5 or 6 more episodes, to this season. They haven't listed all of the episodes yet, or the names of all the episodes, but I'm sure they'll be filling them in soon. Hey, Miss Naturally Nolans, how you doing? You said no, you don't. Yeah, check it out. It's on Hulu. The Handmaid's Tale. A lot of people don't know about it. So I've been talking about it recently, like here and there over the past few weeks. And then somebody the other day was like, well, can we talk about it? Can we review it? Can we, discuss it? So I was like, yeah, I will do that. So we were just discussing the last episode. But, yeah, so anyway, Serena, is being pressured by Offland because she wants her to basically manipulate her husband, Fred, so that Serena can have more rights, so she can have more freedom, so she can have, a little bit more breathing room, so that she can help the cause. Because the cause that's going on in Canada, that's the whole reason why they can't do what they want to do right. That's why Canada is not for it yet. Because they were under the impression and basically lied to that this way of living for this new government in Gilead is perfect and everybody's enjoying it. The Marthas, the handmaids, the husbands, the wives, they made it seem to Canada like everything, is perfect. But they found out it wasn't. So now, Alfred, she's trying to get Serena to manipulate her husband, Fred, so she can have more more wiggle room, so that she can help out with the cause. She's slowly breaking her. I think this episode really did it. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. I am doing wonderful. Thank you. It's been a long day. I did not mean to come to y'all this late, y'all. I did not. I had talked to y'all earlier and yesterday and said I would be live around like 8:30. But then once I dropped my son off, he was like, Mom, I'm staying to work till 9. I'm like, 9? Then I get there to pick him up and he don't walk out till like 9:20. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be going live at 8:30, and then you said you was getting off at 9, so I figured I'd go live at 9:30. Then he didn't walk out the door to almost 9:30. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be more like 10 o'clock. About time I get started on this live. But it's okay. It's cool. But yeah, those of y'all who haven't watched it, check it out. I think you would enjoy it. Some people are like, oh, that's so cruel the way they taught them. But I'm like, if we can watch them slavery shows, some people don't like slavery shows, but I'm a fan of slavery shows. Even though it's wrong, and even though I think they still owe us our 40 acres and a mule, we'll never get that. But you know what I mean? I just like learning about what used to happen back then and, what took place. And I mean, we can see different movies created by different people, read different books by different authors, but I still like, watching those type of movies. I don't know. I just have a wide genre of things that I like when it comes to movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I'm glad you're doing okay too, Miss Natural New Orleans. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to next episode to find out if they're gonna try to get the baby. And then another thing. Oh yeah. So the one who offered help escape. Okay, y'all know Mora, right? Mora, she's the black girl, who's Alfred's best friend. They've been friends, they've been best friends since college. She had managed to get to Canada with Alfred's husband. So they've been kind of rooming together. They working for the cause. They, helping to make sure each other's okay. They stand in the same house or apartment or whatever it is. So they have Alfred's baby that she had with the commander. Serena, she was kind of pissed at first, but then she was like, okay, she don't want her baby growing up in this type of world and everything. She was cool with it at first, but then after it was all done and over with, I think that's when it hit Serena that she no longer has a baby, even though she ain't the one that really gave birth to the baby. But, so as far as Mora and, Alfred's husband, do y'all ever sense like something might go down between those two? I mean, I know she's gay. But I don't know. I just had this feeling like over the past episodes, I just had this feeling. And it might not happen. It's just this feeling I have that because of them being in the same house together so much, and they got the baby that they're trying to take care of and raise, that's neither one of theirs. I don't know. I just be getting a feeling like there's some kind of connection there. But you know what? That's just me. I could be reaching, but y'all let me know how you feel. It's the Miss Natural in Orleans. It's the Handmaid's Tale. And it's on Hulu. It's called The Handmaid's Tale. And it's on Hulu. And it's in season 3, episode 4 right now. So if you want, you could binge watch it. Because you know how it is with original shows on Hulu. The new episode come out once a week. So it comes out on Tuesdays. What's today? Wednesday? Yep, it came out last night. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. I mean, when I first heard it, I was on Michelle A.T. Ellion's channel, and this was, I don't know, maybe like 3 months ago almost. And she was talking about it. She was like, The Handmaid's Tale, you guys ain't heard about it. They take these ladies from their family and they kidnap them and they move them into this family with a husband and wife who can't have children, and they make them have sex with the husband and they make them have children and they beat them and they, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, it's a time and place that we don't ever want to be. That's what I gotta say, that we don't ever want to be. You don't have Hulu? You know what? I didn't either. I'm telling you, Miss New Orleans, I did not have Hulu. I had cable. I had Netflix. But when Michelle was talking about this show, I swear, right hand to God, she was talking about this show, and I was intrigued because I like to watch a lot of stuff and do reviews. So I'm like, And so I started looking for the show. I'm looking on cable. I'm going through the channels. I'm looking on the internet trying to figure out which channel is on cable. I'm on Netflix. I'm, trying to find this show. So I couldn't find it. So I hit her up on IG in her DMs. I was like, Michelle, where can I watch the show that you was referring to on your chat? And she said, girl, it's on Hulu, child. It's on Hulu. I was like, on Hulu? I don't have Hulu. But just that quick, I was like, I'm about to have Hulu. I went on the internet, took out my debit card, I think it's like, because Hulu's like $5. It's cheaper than Netflix. It's like $5.99, something like that. And so I hurried up and whipped out my card, and I didn't even care at the time. I didn't care what it cost. I'm like, well, it can't be higher than Netflix. And so I whipped out my card and I went online, and it said like $5.99. It was like $5.99, $6, something like that. And I hurried up and whipped out my card, and then went to the website on my laptop, typed in Hulu, created me a password and everything, and I started binge watching season 1. And then when season 2 came out, I watched all of season 2, and then season 3. So now I can't stop watching it now. I just knew that it was that good of a show that it was worth getting Hulu. And then I got Hulu now, so it's a whole bunch of shows on there. Hey, YS Brooks, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we just up here discussing The Handmaid's Tale, as I was telling everybody, which is on Hulu. So yeah, it's a good show. It's different. It's different. And it can be a little bit confusing, so you really gotta, like, pay attention and stuff like that, because sometimes it goes back and forth. Like it'll go all the way back to before the ladies were kidnapped, before the United States got taken over, because they had another civil war. That's what happened. United States had a civil war, and it got separated. A whole nother government got created where women who are in a lower status or social climate, they kind of got like forced to be slaves. Basically, that's like the best way to say it. Forced to be slaves, forced to work in the fields, work in homes of rich people, have children for the upper class schlant who can't have children. So yeah, it's really good. It be all over the place sometime, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's really worth it. But yeah, so I want y'all to check that out. And I know you might not be able to catch up all the way up before next Wednesday, but you might, because if you're a binge watcher like me, when I get into a good show, I will watch that sucker all day, when I'm on break, when I'm on lunch, when I get home, while I'm cooking, cleaning, at work. So yeah, if you like me, you'll get her done. You'll get her done. But it's going to be at least like 5 or 6 more episodes to this season. So if you binge watch season 1 and 2, by next Wednesday, a week from now, you'll be caught up. And you can discuss the show with us in the chat. But yeah, just be prepared. Just be prepared, because the show is different. It's different. You're going to be one of those, just like some of us. They ain't going to make me do nothing like, I've been a done this, been a done that. Sure. But be hanging from a wall, dead. But yeah, it does kind of remind me how we watched those slave movies, though, from back, in the day, and we'd be like, nope, that man wouldn't have beat me. He wouldn't have snatched me out of my bed in the middle of the night and made me his concubine. Nope, I would have done this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, your children been shipped off the next day to another plantation 200-300 miles away, never to be seen again. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just a little bit more. It's modern, but it's not modern, because some of the things that they practice, they take back in time, like how women were like so far beneath a man, So yeah, but oh yeah, and then what do you think about you said, oh, so this is based on, no, it's not a true story, it's fiction, it's not a true story, nope. Nope, it's not. It's they describe it as dystopia. Like, dystopia is like a genre of speculative fiction that explores social and political structures. So yeah, it's just fiction. So yeah, if this mess really happened in real life, I mean, I guess it is not far-fetched that it could happen. But no, it's not a true story, because this story and this in this show, it takes place in America, or what used to be America. So yeah, you gotta check it out because it's not America no more. It's called Gilead. It's called Gilead. And Canada, as North America was to us back then, Canada is what North America was to us back then. So a lot of people in America, now known as Gilead, are trying to get to Canada for freedom. So yeah, it's a trip, y'all. Y'all gotta watch it though. It's a trip. But I think you guys will enjoy it. All the characters, they got some really nice characters in there. Some of them are known for a lot of works, been acting for years and years and years. So a lot of them you'll notice right away. So they got some really nice characters, actors, and actresses in there. Now, one of the ladies who was taken and forced to be a handmaid. Again, Alfred, she had found a way for her daughter that she had for her commander and his wife. She found a way for her daughter to escape to Canada. Now, Alfred was taken from her husband. Her husband's in Canada, so she was taken from her husband. She managed to get her baby that she had for the commander and his wife. She managed to get the baby to Canada. Also, who took the baby to Canada was another one of the handmaids, who is, by the way, gay. She's a lesbian. One thing about this show, if you're lesbian, if you're gay, if you're bisexual, anything like that, it is looked down upon as, you know, like kind of back in the day, like the worst sin you could ever commit. So one of the family there was two ladies who were married, and one of them was able to go to Canada with their child because one of them had a child. You know, gay people can't have their own child. You know. So anyway, one of them was able to go to Canada with their child. The other one had to stay in Gilead, and she had to be, you know, she had to work out in the, yeah, that's the one that kind of worked out in the fields. And she finally got to Canada, and she's finally back with her wife, where everything is accepted over there. You can be gay, you can be straight, you can be bi, you know, whatever. It's like the free world. You know what the North was back in the day. It was like Canada is the free world. So now that she's in Canada with her wife, who she had been separated from, what do y'all think about that? The people who have watched the show, I know, I don't know if whatchamacallit is still in here. Let me see. Let me scroll up. See the last time she commented. Butterfly, Black Butterfly. I like that name, Black Butterfly. But if you're still in the chat, let me know what you think about their situation right now. Because now that she's back with her wife, they're in Canada, and I just would have thought maybe there would have been a more intimate setting between them two, a better connection. But like she's up there in Canada. She got her wife back, and I think it's maybe she's just too traumatized right now, because the child that they have, the child is up there like, "Mom, you're home. When'd you get here? Oh my gosh, haven't seen you for," you know, the child is happy to see his other mom, and she's just there. She's just there like, don't know how to act, don't know how to react to the kid, and the kid asks her to read him a book, and she's up there trying to read the book, and then she starts crying. Then you look over, they show the wife, the one who was free all this time with the child, they show her crying, and then the son is just looking back and forth like, okay, maybe I'll just read the book myself. And so next thing you know, they're telling each other, you know, maybe it's best if, you know, I go to the hotel. I just stay at a hotel tonight instead of, you know, staying at the house with you guys. So I'm like, I would have thought she would be happy. I mean, I understand she's been through a lot. She's been through a whole lot, but I don't know. I thought she would be like happier to be, you know, with her family again, with her child again, with their son. But I don't know. I guess she's too traumatized, and Uh, I don't know. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that whole scene. So I'm hoping, within the next episode, that maybe she'll open up to her wife, because I know her wife doesn't understand everything that she's been through, everything that she was put through, being kidnapped, being forced to, into slavery per se. That's basically what it is, forced into slavery. So we shall see. But that was really sad, seeing them both cry like that, and the little boy is looking like, why are you guys crying? Because he has no idea what his mom just came from and how hard it was. I mean, she almost drowned with Alfred's baby in the river, or was it? It was like this big river between America and Canada, and she almost drowned. They had the dogs after her. They had the authorities after her. And when she woke up, from coming from under the water with the baby, she thought Alfred's baby was dead, because they was underwater for a very long time. And then she started getting the baby mouth to mouth, and the baby, eventually, came to. But yeah, that was crazy. That was real crazy. You said yes, PTSD. Yep, that's probably what she got. You said you would be happy to see. Yeah, and like Myers Brooks said, it's probably PTSD, though, from everything that she been through. But I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. I was like, dang, she ain't giving her no kiss. When she first saw her, when they first reconnected, she was just like, walked up to her, looking all crazy, and then when they at home, they not talking. It's like nothing there. So I don't know. Maybe they won't even stay in a relationship because of them being separated. Maybe they won't even stay in a relationship. Maybe they decide to, be single parents and just, try to raise the son together as, single parent. I don't know. We shall see. But yes, you guys, you have to watch this show. I love it. Love it. I've been hooked since season 1, episode 1. And matter of fact, Michelle got me hooked on it. Michelle ATLian. So when season 3 came up, I hit her up. I said, just letting you know, I don't know if you know, but season 3 just started. She was like, thanks for letting me know. I was like, she didn't even know season 3 had started. So yeah, she loves the show too, and so do I. So yeah, check it out. Watch a few episodes, see what you think about it. You might end up liking it. Some people, they said, they like the show, they just hate how women are treated in the show. But again, it's just like, some of these old slavery black movies, with the white people being the masses, and, it's kind of hard to watch, but it's really an interesting, good show. And the characters, the actresses, I mean, great, they do great work. So yeah, I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it. But anywho, tomorrow night, tonight, for those of you who are Queen Sugar fans, I didn't get to watch it. After I dropped my son off earlier, I came home. I was talking to y'all earlier on live. I stopped and got me a little something to eat, some shrimps, and came home and ate, and then I laid down for a minute till my son, got off of work. I ended up taking what I thought was going to be a nap and ended up falling asleep. So good thing I set my alarm, because I would have been late picking him up. But then I went and picked him up, and I kind of forgot that it was coming on, even though we was just talking about it last night. So for those of y'all who are Queen Sugar fans, the new season started tonight. Episode came on tonight. So tomorrow night, I'm not going to review that show because I have to be at the nursing home tomorrow night, and I probably won't get home till like after 9, and then the basketball game is going to be on, and I'm a big Warriors fan, so I'm gonna come live, but it's not to do any reviews. It'll be like I did last time. I came to you guys in like the fourth quarter when the game was on. What day was that? Monday? I think that was Monday when the game came on. Was it Monday? Now I can't even remember. But anyway, I came to you guys live during fourth quarter, and just chopped it up with you guys, and all that while we was watching the game. So so that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Yes, Y.S. Brooks. I did like the book trailers. Yes, I sure did. I really, really, really did. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to get because I want to get one, and I saw that you had a link to Amazon in order to get a book, but I don't want a book. I want the audio because I'm an avid book reader, but I prefer to listen to them. And some people they ain't hip to that audiobooks. Them audiobooks is the business. I can have it playing on my computer while I'm driving, on my phone, listening to it. That I'm telling you, that's the business. All that reading and going through the chapters, and I stopped doing that a long time ago. And then, audiobooks, like, from my experience, because I didn't listen to a whole bunch of them, the person reading the books is like even really entertaining. Like, it's not like they're just such they like, they reading the book, and every time it switches to different scenes or laughter or whatever, you can really picture the scene, or it makes a nice picture of the book or the scenes, you know what I mean. So yeah, I like my audiobooks. So yeah, and I usually either download them on the computer or I'll download them on my phone. And sometimes when I'm driving, I'll plug it up to my car, to the auxiliary, and be listening to books while I'm driving. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you so much. Thank you so. I'm glad I found you. And you guys, make sure you check out her channel. She is an author. I think she has is it 4 or 5? I think it's 5 books that you have. So yeah, she is an author, so want to check her out. She has trailers on her channel of her books and everything, and yeah, really cool channel. So yeah, everybody, always feel free when you're in my chat. Always feel free, go to other channels, check them out. Watch a video, leave them a genuine comment, and then you can come back, type their name in the chat, and put a little TV symbol. Yep, 5. Okay, I thought it was 5. Yep, she has 5 books. So make sure, if you do that in my chat, I don't mind people connecting in my chat. I say that all the time. I don't mind. I know some people don't like you to network in their chat. And I think it's mainly because a lot of people, when they start networking in somebody's chat, it's kind of like sometimes they just come into the chat to grab some people and then they just leave the chat. Or sometimes they'll just be every other sub to me, check my channel. It's like a lot of people don't know how to do it. I don't want to say discreet, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, some people just come in your chat, and you can tell when they come in, you can tell when they left out. It's like they start dropping their links, and they not really in your chat to even listen to you or even find out what you talking about. They just come in your chat, dropping links and stuff. Please go to my channel. And I'm like, that's so rude. So that's why some YouTubers, they don't play that. They're like, or they put 50,000 emojis and stuff. Check me out. If you come into somebody's chat, unless it's a networking chat, we know a lot of people out here, and all they do is networking videos. That's all they do. So when you come up in there, you already know the procedure. We about to network. I'm about to start following and supporting them. They gonna follow and support me. I mean, that's how it works. But when you come into a live where they're not networking and they're doing a review, or they're talking about something that's going on in the world or something that's going on YouTube streets, you just don't jump in the chat and just start throwing 1,000 emojis and dropping your links and all this kind of stuff trying to get people, because that right there is being thirsty. That's the best way I can describe it. No, and like I said, in here, all you have to do, if you want to network, I don't mind it. Just, do it the right way. Just go to somebody's channel, watch a few minutes of a video, connect with their channel, leave them a genuine comment on their video, and then just put the little TV emoji. Some of y'all, y'all know which the TV emoji is for our channel. But it's under objects. For those of y'all who don't know where the TV is, it's under objects. So if you go to objects, just look for the little TV. It's right next to like the video recorder, the tape recorder, the microphones, and I'm gonna throw a few of them up right now so you can see. But yeah, there's the little TV. So all you have to do is go to somebody's channel, connect with them, leave them a comment, watch their video, and then type their name in the chat, put a little TV next to them, and they know that you just supported their channel. So that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. But yep, as far as your tiny house, yeah, I think I left a comment on that video. Those houses are really, really cute. Like, and then, you know, when they first start making tiny houses like that, I was a little bit skeptical because I'm thinking, you gonna go in this house and turn around and that's all you can do is turn around. But they like really nice, and some of them be having a loft where the bedroom is upstairs and they have a little kitchen and a little, those are cute. They cute. I like them. So I don't know. I might get me a tiny house when I after all these kids is running their own families and with their wives or girlfriends or whatever and living in their own home and doing their own thing. Shoot, a little tiny house. Them little things are cute. Now, I wouldn't live like anywhere near water. I wouldn't live anywhere where there's hurricanes or tornadoes. You know, you got to be in the right spot to be living in one of those little homes. But yeah, so, but that's all I got tonight on this last episode of The Handmaid's Tale. But yeah, again, check it out. It's on Hulu. If y'all don't have Hulu, it's only a few dollars. I know, okay, I probably sound like my kids right now, and I tell them I hate when they say that when somebody else is not paying your bills, you don't like to hear it's only a few dollars. I hate when my kids say that. They be like, Ma, can I get this? Can I get that? Ma, you know, can I go here? It's only cost. It's always, it only costs 50. It only costs 100. It only costs 20. It only got... I'll be like, y'all always talking about only because y'all ain't paying for nothing. You said you retired at 45 because of that. Shoot, dang. I wish I could retire at... Oh, my God. I've got a good 20, 30, 40 years before I retire. Even though I might be at retirement age. And, you know, a lot of people, they get to retirement and then they still have to work. Most people, you know, we don't plan to get to retirement and not retire. The whole purpose of getting to retirement is to retire and chill and lay back and watch your grandkids when you want to watch your grandkids. Key point. Watch them when you want to watch them. I'm gonna be a good grandmom, but that everyday stuff like I'm the daycare. Unless I decide, you know, once I retire that I want to, you know, some people when they retire, you know, women, sometimes they might start a little daycare in their home. They might only take like maybe 5 kids, you know, something really small, just that they can manage, and they go into daycare, you know, because when you get older, sometimes you just don't want to sit around and watch TV and watch the soaps all day. Or all the court shows, you know, you want to be doing something, whether it's working through a charity, donating your time here or there, or, you know. So unless I do something like that, where I start me a little daycare, which I doubt I'll do. I doubt. I don't think I could ever do daycare, because people nowadays, a lot of these younger parents, they got a lot of bad kids. And you can't tell the kids nothing. You can't tell the parents nothing. And then don't let you even get a kid the side eye. Don't you be looking at my kid like that. So don't even try to discipline them. Don't even try to discipline them or put little Toby in the corner or put him on timeout or make him take a nap. Why are you talking to my kid like that? No. Nope. So nope. Because me and somebody's parents been it'd be it'd be a lot of miscommunication going on. So yeah, that's why I would probably never ever get into daycare. But I love kids, but they just gotta be respectful, have some home training, or either get ready to be trained. But yeah, so you said that's why you went tiny. Yes, I mean it's a good idea though. It's a good idea though, and it's really, it's a lot cheaper than trying to function and manage and run a bigger house. And that's one reason why I've never got like extremely large houses on my own. I stayed in one house that was really big. It was really big, and I mean I was like, It reminded me of the houses that I was raised up in. Really big houses. Need a lot of cleaning, a lot of care. No. All I need is a one level. Give me a basement. Give me a garage. I don't want no big old house. I never did. And even if I was to get, like, say I get rich and win the lottery tomorrow, I'm telling you, I done told y'all before, the perfect house for me is a nice long ranch with a big back patio, like a garage, like a 3-car garage, circle drive. I don't want no big 2, 3, 4, 5-story homes with an east quarter, an east wing, a west wing, a south wing. I don't need all that. I just want like a 3, 4 bedrooms at the most. Because one day I'll have grandkids and they'll want to come over and spend the night. Or, if company comes into town, they don't want to stay at a hotel. But no. Shoot, I'll spend the rest of that money on buying little winter homes or beach homes or, traveling the world and stuff. But one thing I don't need, like these stars out here, these celebrities be getting these humongous mansions that sometimes eventually gets foreclosed on. I don't need no big 25 bedroom, 10 bath, 15 car garage car. Not even if I get rich overnight. Nope. Now I might have like a 10 car garage. Yeah, some trucks, some Jeeps, some cars, Escalades, sports cars. Yeah, I prefer cars over a humongous house. I do. Yes, tiny is perfect. Yep. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off of here and get ready for bed. I got a long day tomorrow. It's a 13-hour day tomorrow. Be working from sun up to sundown. And then once I get home, it should be like second quarter of the basketball game. The Warriors and the Raptors. I am going for the Warriors. So I hope they win. And they playing at home. Tomorrow night. So I hope they win. But anyway, I'll come to you guys live within like the last quarter. And if y'all want to join in and tune in and we just chop it up about whatever while I'm also watching the basketball game, feel free to tune in tomorrow night. I'll post a live up and it'll just be like an open chat or something, or we can talk about the game or, whatever. If y'all basketball fans, some of y'all probably aren't basketball fans, but just like the last video I did when I went live during the game, we was talking about all kind of stuff. So we weren't just sitting here talking about basketball. I was kind of just like watching and putting in the score and stuff while we were just talking about regular whatever's going on in media or trending or, just open chat, just talking about whatever. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I hope everybody have a pleasant evening, a wonderful night, and a blessed night. And as usual, Primetime Squad, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces. Oh, you know what? I saw a comment. I meant to comment. I meant to respond to a comment somebody has said. Let me find it. It was something about the. Oh Lord, now I can't find it. I love the way. Oh, listen, Linda, that's what it was. You said you love the way my platform looks. Thank you. I meant to respond. I meant to say thank you. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude, or ignore your comment. I had saw your comment, and then I started talking about retirement because I saw YS's Brooks' comment as well. But thank you. I had created this. It's called an overlay. It's called an overlay, and I had created this overlay like I don't even know how long ago. It has been months. I forgot I had it saved on my computer. And then I was just going through my computer, going through my overlays and my different pictures and stuff. And came across it. I was like, oh shoot, I still got that. So I just slid the other overlay to the side and replaced that one, So yeah, but overlays, those are a lot of people use overlays. Some people don't. They just get on camera and whatever's in the background, like if the overlay wasn't here, then you would just see more of my walls, basically, because I'm like in just a little cubby space in my house. But yeah, overlays, those are they're fun to do. They're fun to try. They can be a little difficult, especially when you first start trying to do them and start learning. But there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to do overlays, and you just kind of get kind of creative. So yeah. But anywho, tutorials, that's what I was thinking. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube, how to do overlays and stuff. If you ever wanted to try, to make you some overlays for your channel. Some people have lots of overlays. Some people, like Lovely T. I love the overlays that she makes. I don't know if she makes them or if somebody makes them for her. But Lovely T has some really pretty overlays too for her channel. That's what they call them, overlays, because it kind of like overlays your camera video device, what it shows, the background. So yeah. But anyway, good night everybody, and again, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces.